It was supposed to be Jey Uso's night, his moment to stand alone at the top of the WWE mountain. But after a brutal war with Gunther, the ring general emerged as the new world champion, leaving Jey battered, heartbroken, and defeated. As he sat alone in the medical room, ice pressed to his shoulder and eyes lost in reflection, something unexpected happened. Big Jim, the elusive leader of the Outlaw Elite Crew, OEC, quietly entered with his crew at his side. No words were exchanged, no speeches given. But in that silence, a new alliance may have been born, one forged in mutual respect, and perhaps a shared purpose that could reshape WWE's future. Behind the curtain, a moment of silent brotherhood. In the stark, sterile confines of the medical area, Jey sat alone, nursing injuries that ran deeper than the visible bruises and swelling. His shoulder iced, his body exhausted, but it was his spirit that was truly crushed. He wasn't just a world champion who had lost his crown. He was a man grappling with the weight of shattered identity. The journey to prove he could stand alone, without Roman Reigns or the bloodline's shadow, had ended in heartbreak. Then, unexpectedly, the door creaked open. Big Jim entered, not with fanfare or bluster, but with quiet authority. The leader of the OEC, a figure known for his calculated moves and shadowy influence, wasn't alone. Behind him stood the rest of his crew, the Outlaw Training Corps, silent, stoic, yet undeniably present. No words were exchanged at first, just a powerful, shared silence among warriors. But that silence screamed volumes. It was a moment heavy with unspoken respect and solidarity, a message that transcended any promos or speeches. A night of legends and battles, the hype before the storm. The evening's atmosphere was electric from the start. CM Punk's unexpected appearance ignited the crowd, reigniting his storied rivalry with John Cena, whose entrance music unleashed a tidal wave of cheers. This fleeting moment of nostalgia reminded fans why WWE still holds a special place in their hearts. Yet, as awe-inspiring as that encounter was, it wasn't the night's main event. That honor belonged to the war for the World Championship, Jey Uso versus Gunther. Two worlds collided. Jey, a legacy bearer from the bloodline, stepping out on his own for the first time, carrying the hopes of a new era. Gunther, a cold and calculated ring general whose brutal dominance over the Intercontinental Championship had been marked by ruthless efficiency and bone-crushing precision. From bell to bell, the match was a brutal ballet of power and heart. Jey came out blazing, fire burning in his eyes, every strike and counter steeped in personal stakes. He wasn't just fighting for a title, he was battling for his very identity. But Gunther was a machine, unyielding. Each chop echoed through the arena like thunder, every slam threatening to shatter bones and dreams alike. The tide's turn, the clean pin that changed everything. As the match wore on, hope flickered like a candle in the wind. The crowd rallied behind Jey, willing him to endure, to defy the merciless tide. But Gunther's cold dominance never wavered. In a moment that stunned the world, Gunther pinned Jey clean in the center of the ring. 1, 2, 3. No interference, no tricks, just pure, undeniable victory. A new era dawned right there. Gunther, crowned world champion, stood tall as the WWE Universe grappled with the seismic shift. But while the ring had told one story, the real drama was only just beginning backstage. Roman Reigns, the absence that echoes loudest. In the weeks leading up to this night, Roman Reigns, the tribal chief and architect of the bloodline, had been conspicuously absent. No surprise returns, no vignettes, no music to herald the presence of WWE's most dominant figure. Rumors swirled like wildfire. A serious contract dispute, Whispers of creative control battles, scheduling conflicts. Whatever the reason, Roman's silence was deafening. His absence fractured the bloodline's once unstoppable aura. Jey's loss underscored that fracture, revealing a roster in flux and a WWE landscape ripe for upheaval. Roman's silence spoke volumes, signaling that his reign as tribal chief may be faltering not just in the ring, but behind the scenes. The dawn of a new power. OEC's unseen influence. Big Jim's gesture to Jey wasn't just a kind-hearted visit. It was a strategic move, a signal to the WWE world. The OEC doesn't operate without purpose. Their silent show of support hinted at something larger brewing beneath the surface. A faction built not on bloodlines or inherited privilege, but on resilience, respect, and shared struggle. Could this be the genesis of a new era? A new faction rising from the ashes of the bloodline's crumbling empire? Big Jim and the OEC see something in Jey, a fighter, a leader, a new kind of champion shaped by loss rather than lineage. What lies ahead? A story still unfolding. Where does Jey go from here? Will he embrace this newfound brotherhood or continue fighting as a lone wolf? Will Roman Reigns return to reclaim his throne, or has his era quietly ended? And what role will Gunther play now as the centerpiece of WWE? Titles change hands, alliances break, and factions rise and fall. Amidst it all stands a man who refuses to surrender. Jey Uso. He may have lost the championship, but he gained something just as powerful. Respect, solidarity, and perhaps the beginning of a new legacy. This is far from over. The story of Jey Uso is still being written, and with Big Jim and the OEC possibly at his side, the next chapter promises danger, drama, and transformation. The future of WWE is shifting, and it may very well start with Jey standing tall, no longer just a solo warrior, but the cornerstone of a new dynasty forged in pain, silence, and unbreakable purpose.